Welcome to the Rich Carroll program. I am your host, Rich Carroll. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. Today marks the 1-year anniversary since I announced the Rich Carroll program. And as of late, I haven't really been able to dedicate the kind of time I would like to be able to, but it is for good reason. And that's because about a month, just over a month after I announced this program, I became a father. And my daughter, she brings so much joy to my wife and I. I don't regret, spending time with my family and being a dad and being a husband first. And I don't want to let a dream get in the way of that. But as I was looking over some of the memories from this time last year, some of the support I got from friends and family, and it really rekindled that spark in me that first got me to start this. And it reminded me, that this is something that I might want to do one day, that I could be a source of information, of commentary, a place that people can tune in and they can become informed. They can receive different perspective on issues. I would love for this show to be something like that one day. And, you never know where your life will go from one day to the next. It could change drastically overnight. And so I just take this one day at a time and I leave it in God's hands, and we'll see where it all goes from here. I have a vision of one day being able to have guests and to do interviews and things like that. And hopefully we'll get there. We'll see what happens. So I also want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my YouTube channel. To people who follow me on Facebook. My tag on Facebook is @TheRichCarroll. I do a lot of posts on there. So once again, thank you to everybody who follows me there. You guys are the reason that I keep coming back and doing this. So that's what's going on today. And it would not be a proper program if I did not give you guys at least a quick update of some things that are going on in our world. And it's like whenever you turn on the news nowadays, there are 100 different things that's going on. And I do my best to pick out things to me that are interesting, that hopefully you guys would be interested in. And of course, there's something pretty big going on right now. And you guys have probably heard, but Paul Ryan is retiring as Speaker of the House and retiring from Congress. And so that means his seat is going to be open come January. Now, before Paul Ryan became Speaker of the House, he had been endorsed by John Boehner. John Boehner said, this guy basically has to replace me. And so that's what happened. Paul Ryan, he became the next Speaker of the House. And if you look in hindsight, you can see what kind of speaker John Boehner was. He represented Washington, and he represented the establishment. And he didn't really do much for conservatism. And you look back at Paul Ryan and some of the things he's done, like the omnibus, the spending bills, and it's like, he's had some good things he's done, but he hasn't really been that great either. Well, Paul Ryan said on Meet the Press, I believe it was NBC, he said that he thinks Kevin McCarthy would be a good replacement. Kevin McCarthy is a congressman from California. So instantly, bells start going off in my head. Hey, John Boehner endorsed Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan's endorsing Kevin McCarthy. So is McCarthy the guy that the establishment, that, those in Washington, he's the guy that they want? But then there were rumors not too far back that Jim Jordan was considering being Speaker of the House. And there was a big effort launched to get him to commit to being, to at least running for Speaker of the House. And it just so happens that a week or two ago, the Daily Caller ran a story confirming that Jim Jordan is going to seek the speakership. Now, if I have a choice between Kevin McCarthy, the guy who has been endorsed by Paul Ryan, or Jim Jordan, I'm going to pick Jim Jordan every day of the week. And if you're not familiar with him, Jim Jordan is a congressman from Ohio. And this guy has an excellent voting record. And I say that based upon the Freedom Works and the Conservative Review scorecard. With FreedomWorks, he has a 97% voting record. With Conservative Review, he has a 98% voting record. And what that means is when it comes to conservative issues, things like small government and fiscal responsibility, this guy is voting in step with our principles. And so I think it would be a great upset to Washington. But at the same time, it would be in our better interests to see him as Speaker of the House. So if we want to see that happen, then we've got to get active. As Speaker, Jordan will come from only if we show up to vote in the 2018 midterm elections. There are a lot of progressives, Democratic Socialists, Democrats, whatever you want to call them, who are energized, and they're going to get out and vote. So we as conservatives, as Republicans, whatever you are, we have to get out and keep the House out of their hands. Otherwise, we're going to get, with the way the Democrat Party is going these days, we could have a socialist as the next Speaker of the House. So we've got to get out and vote. That's number one. Number two, in January, if the Republicans keep the House, then we have to contact our congressmen. And I say January because all the incoming congressmen, that's when they hold their vote for Speaker of the House. We have to call them and let them know we want to see Jim Jordan. And we have to make our voices heard, whether you want to tweet them, whether you want to Facebook message, send them an email, whatever it is, we just have to contact them. And I believe that if you voted for Donald Trump on the basis that he was going to, quote, drain the swamp, then this is one of the best opportunities we have to do that. I really believe Jim Jordan would be a breath of fresh air in Washington from the system we've had in the years past. So thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, I want to say thank you, and I appreciate everybody who follows my show. I am Rich Carroll. Thank you for tuning in. God bless.